I heard you. Can you not hear me? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Line to Gain. How we doing?
What's up, y'all?
Happy Thursday. Or as one of my coworkers says, every week, without fail, Happy Friday Eve.
Happy Friday Eve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got a good one for you tonight.
Yes, sir. Packers. Are they in the desert? I believe. No? Lambeau? Where are they at?
Yes.
They are in the desert.
In the desert, taking on the Cardinals. Undefeated Arizona Cardinals, I should add. Pretty awesome matchup. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. The game's about to get going here. Should we just get into this? Should we get into what we got going for tonight? What are we looking at?
Let's roll, boys.
Go for it, baby.
I'm sorry, Todd. You were coming through like that Dane Cook sketch where he talks about ordering Whoppers. Whopper no onion. Like that's how I heard you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, well, let's go ahead and get rolling. Okay, so Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, no J.J. Watt, no Devontae Adams. Is Hopkins playing?
Yes.
Hopkins is active.
Is playing. He's active. How much of a role he will really see is another question. Bruce with a comment, okay, y'all in the wrong spots. Don't have a good day, have a great day. And Jordan with a comment,
Thank you, Bruce.
I'm pumped. So, Bruce, you might have us in the wrong spots to what you're normally used to seeing due to the stream coming through my computer. So that's why things might appear a little bit different for you.
Yeah, I was not able to select go live without us saying that we were playing Warzone.
And we're not.
I wouldn't let me X out of it. So I'm gonna have to Streamlabs issue, but we're not playing Warzone. We are talking football tonight.
All right, kickoff's about to get going real quick in like 30 seconds. Todd, what are you looking for? Who are you picking?
Give me the Arizona Cardinals and leading receiver AJ Green. Let's go.
Ooh, spicy. I like it. Okay. Bob?
Oh man, this is tough.
It is tough.
Yeah, this is one of the Aaron Rodgers always shows up in prime time. Is this the team that's going to take down the undefeated Cardinals and finally put a notch in the L column for him? I know I said I was going with the Cardinals prior, but I'm taking the Packers. I'm taking the Packers. Aaron Rodgers throws for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Oh, shit.
Absolutely slays.
Bringing out the bold predictions.
How many yards did you say?
400.
Over 400.
Wow.
400. They're going to have to put some points on the board. That's the only way they win. They are going to have to score, and he's going to have to throw.
Well, alrighty then. I agree, but it won't be enough. I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know if AJ Green will be the leading receiver. He has been a favorite target of Kyler Murray. That said, I honestly couldn't tell you if it's gonna be Rondale Moore. Christian Kirk might have an appearance. DeAndre Hopkins is supposedly playing. So I don't know. There's just so many weapons. I like the bold prediction. How about this? I will say Edmonds has. I'm taking Edmonds with at least one touchdown. Here we go.
I like it.
One touchdown.
One of my fantasy football teams likes the way you think. I could also, if you would have said James Conner, I also would have been okay with that because I have him on another team. So if both of them score one touchdown, West Virginia becomes a much better city.
So it's a state, but yeah, I'm with you. Oh, Bobby, you dirty whore. What do you got over there? Bobby is essentially just taking his shirt off as he puts a family-sized pack of peanut M&Ms, which I typically have in my desk at work, which is just a horrible prognosis for the future of my body. But, yeah, those are delicious.
Yeah, I ate a bunch of them about 45 minutes ago.
Throw them in the freezer. Pro tip. Throw those bad boys in the freezer.
Fair enough. We need to go over picks from last week.
I suppose.
Quickly.
No, we don't need to go quickly. We already got our picks in for this week. We got time. All right. Let's just enjoy each other's company. This episode is brought to you by Modelo Especial.
I do enjoy Modelo. All right, so to recap the games from last week, Thursday night game we all watched. We all took the Broncos, and the Browns ended up pulling that one out. A torn, broken, and tattered Cleveland Browns team somehow beat the Denver Broncos last week.
Dearness Johnson, that's it. Dearness Johnson.
That dude had a ball game.
That's the reason they won.
What a great story! Have you heard his story? Did you see about him over the week?
Yeah.
So
wasn't he XFL?
So for those of you that don't know, Dearness Johnson essentially DM'd every I guess team or somebody involved with teams in the XFL and the Alliance of American Football League as well to try and get a spot.
Or somebody involved with.
So he sent like all of them a DM like, hey, I'll send you my highlight tape, give me a chance, I want to play, and then obviously now he's on the Cleveland Browns. So if you're going through something that's not easy, don't quit. Dearness Johnson. Mic drop.
Both of his opportunities in the NFL, he has been very successful. He got to start last year against the Cowboys and had 90-plus yards and a touchdown. And then last week against a not great Broncos, goes for like $140 and 2 touchdowns or a touchdown. So definitely
gonna take advantage of every opportunity, man. Do you think he could start somewhere?
Absolutely.
I mean, at least get more touches than he's getting in Cleveland right now, being number 3. I mean, he's rightfully so number 3. The two ahead of him are very proven, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. But that's a great trade bait for Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Jordan with a couple of comments here saying, one Bobby King hot take with Aaron Rodgers prediction. Another saying, Jordan's also agreeing here that freezing the peanut M&Ms is the ideal route. And I couldn't be more correct. Other things that are applicable for freezing, Reese's peanut butter cups.
Absolutely.
Throw them in the freezer.
If you're not freezing them, you're doing yourself a disservice.
You really are.
Oh, yeah, they're so much better.
And what I essentially view that as, I am a dog, and that is my Kong filled with peanut butter, because I just gnaw on it, and it lasts longer. So it just keeps me occupied. And then the other Kit Kats. If you haven't frozen a Kit Kat yet, you're welcome. You're welcome. Jordan also loved watching Dearness Johnson, so he agrees that he enjoyed the show. But yeah, I think great trade bait for the Browns coming up on the deadline, no?
Could he end up in Seattle?
For his sake, I hope not. I mean, they have no offensive line. They haven't had an offensive line for nearly a decade now. So I would. What would be a good landing spot for Dearness Johnson? Saints just shirted up, bringing Murray back home. That's a good question. The Giants, maybe?
Maybe. Devontae Booker's not a bad running back.
No, he's not. And Saquon's, coming back eventually.
Yeah. I don't know. Seattle feels like a good fit for him. They just, no Carson, no Collins.
What about Minnesota?
Ooh. Little 1-2 Kombaruski with Dalvin Cook in him.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
but
kind
you
of a
gotta think.
similar running back, though.
You got to think like Dalvin Cook and Matheson, like they can't stay on the field. They're like
True.
the Jets. Jordan with a comment. The Jets. I mean,
For his sake.
yeah, for
Let's hope
his sake,
not.
no, but yeah, that totally makes sense, Jordan, 100%.
Michael Carter's had a good year so far.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I mean,
I guess my question would be, if you're the Browns and you're trading Dearness Johnson to the Jets, who are you asking for? What are you getting?
Probably like a third
Pick City.
rounder.
Yeah.
you'd
get
have
at least
you'd
a
have to
third.
go drafts.
You get at least a third rounder and a late pick in the
Yeah.
next couple of years that you can use for future
Yeah,
reference.
that makes sense. All right, let's move on to the next game. The Chiefs versus the Tennessee Titans.
What the fuck?
Holy shit.
Dude,
Titans beat the shit out of
they
them.
did. They absolutely, like, Edward Norton, American History X, curb stomped, excuse me.
Excuse me?
Curb stomped.
Okay.
Yeah, that game was not even close.
No, they just, yeah.
That was a game where I went off the beaten path and I went with the Titans and it paid off. Only to have that not pay off in the Bengals Ravens game, but we'll get to that in a minute. No, Derrick Henry looked amazing again. They had Julio and AJ Brown on the field. AJ Brown had an excellent day.
Monster game. AJ Brown was a monster.
Yeah, that's the AJ Brown that we all know and love. He went out there and did his thing finally. I think that was really like his breakout game of the season. It happened halfway through the season, unfortunately, but it looks like he's finally 100%. He's getting it going. So,
So Cardinals get those. Just sorry to interrupt here, but pretty.
Oof.
Yeah, you
Give him
saw
15.
it. Yeah, I mean, just a blatant face mask here. I mean, it wasn't intentional. He's just trying to grab Kyler Murray, which I get. Kyler Murray's elusive, fast. He's just trying to get a hold of him there, and just show.
yeah.
Cardinals, I think, are probably a top 3 uniform for me. They're fresh. I love their uniform.
I love Kyler Murray's cleats too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Those vapors are sweet.
Jordan came in with a comment. I keep forgetting you can't just sell players like in soccer.
No, this is not the Premier League.
I mean, you
can't
probably-
just sell
That's
it.
the wrong kind of football.
Actually, you can kind of.
Oh, see, I'm that far behind.
Holy shit, Bob!
Yeah, I need to
You're
upgrade.
way back. You're basically watching it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Yep.
You kind of can, like, when you look at there are trades where, like, some teams take on a part of their contract, like they will eat the cash to get somebody
Sure.
off their
And
roster.
it's the same in baseball too. You can trade somebody for cash.
Mhm.
It's a similar concept.
Yeah. And it's not literally like, okay, you have that extra money in your salary cap now, but you kind of do. Like, basically, like, say I owe Todd $20 million next year. I'm going to trade him to Bobby's team, and, Bobby agrees by taking him, or I agree by Bobby taking him, that I'll eat $5 million of that salary next year. Like, that's something you can do in football.
I think that's one of the most disrespectful things that you can do to a player is basically trade them and pay the other team for them to play.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think that's what the Reds did with Homer Bailey, right?
Yeah.
Remember that trade with the Dodgers? Great
trade.
Right. Well, they got Kyle Farmer, and it was mutually beneficial.
And Yasiel Puig for a year.
Right.
Right.
And then it turned out that the Dodgers got the Reds' best prospect in Josiah Gray, who is now going to be the ace in Washington next year. But this isn't Ring 'em Up. This is live again. We can talk about it.
Anywho.
All right. Next game on the board was the football team versus the Green Bay Packers, who we are watching this evening. We all three took the Packers, all three correct.
Still alive in
not
the
much of a
Survivor
game.
League thanks to the Packers. It started out a little closer than I would have liked in that first half, but second half, Pack pulled away pretty good.
They took care of business. The game that I feel we're going to spend a lot of time on, Bengals-Ravens. The Bengals, like, late third, fourth quarter, just absolutely exploded. Ended up beating them by what, almost 30?
Yeah, it was an ass beating. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know you guys were all lit.
That is the exclamation point that Cincinnati needed to show everybody in the NFL in the United States that we are here and we're not fucking around.
It's true.
That is exactly what they
And
needed
now
to
you
do.
cannot get away from the Bengals on any form of national coverage, and I hate it. I'm not ready for it.
Lance McAllister said the same thing. He said, this is the most coverage the Bengals have had since they were in the Super Bowl, and probably more than when they were in the Super Bowl, because everybody is talking about them on social media, specifically Joe Burrow. They're talking about Burrow being one of the best players under the age of 25. They're saying that him and Lamar Jackson are close in the under 25 being the top players in the NFL, which is absolutely insane.
Well, and here, did you guys hear the comment that Colin Cowherd made about Joe Burrow?
No.
Okay, so I'll kind of summarize. Basically, it was in response to what Phil Simms had said about Joe Burrow, and what Phil Simms had said is that he's the next Joe Montana. We're watching the next Joe Montana right now. Is what we're watching with Joe Burrow.
Wow.
And what Colin Cowherd, who repeatedly, I have a lot of respect for Colin Cowherd. I think what he has been able to do from a business standpoint is pretty amazing. That said, he continuously puts his foot in his mouth on a regular basis. And what he said about Joe Burrow is, I'm not looking for the next Joe Montana. I'm looking for the next Patrick Mahomes. I'm looking for the next Josh Allen. That is the prototype now, which I get. But right now, this season, Joe Burrow is running laps around Patrick Mahomes. Not necessarily Josh Allen. Not necessarily Josh Allen. But running laps around Patrick Mahomes, for sure.
There's a few quarterbacks running laps around Pat Mahomes. He is having a terrible season.
I think that's your standard.
I think it's funny that Cowherd says that, because Cowherd is a man of statistics too, right? Like, he is a guy that, yes, he has a big boisterous opinion on most things, and it's for shock value. But when he gets into a debate on real life comparing two players, he comes down to the stats. And clearly Pat Mahomes' career stats supersede Burrow's. But if you look at this year, if you were to put two blank pictures up and you put Burrow stats here and Mahomes stats here, Burrow beats him in, I believe, every category except for rushing.
Yeah. It's not really that close right now. But so and we talked about both these quarterbacks, which is why I'm going to bring this up right now. I saw another tweet out there, or not today, but earlier this week, that basically was like, Lamar Jackson, kind of gimmicky, right? In that a lot of what he does is about his mobility, his ability to run the football. Defenses have figured him out. Patrick Mahomes, also kind of gimmicky in that it's off script, weird arm angles, creating after the play, those kind of things. That's really his game. Defenses have figured him out. Are we ready to say that for both of these teams, like for both these quarterbacks, that defenses have figured them out, that this is it, like this is their ceiling?
No.
As you say, that wasn't fucking hypothetical, guys. Where you at?
No. There's still evolution to both of those guys. Look, I think that Mahomes is outside of just pure athletic ability, Mahomes is an intelligent quarterback too. So I think that he is capable of recognizing, I don't want to call it failures, but missed opportunities in his performance this year. And he'll be able to adapt and make the changes, maybe not immediately. And look, they're having a tough time.
Sure.
But Mahomes is smart enough and has the football IQ to be adaptable. And look, I mean, he's inconsistent this year in hitting his big targets. I mean, Tyreek Hill was basically non-existent against Tennessee. I believe Pringle was his leading receiver if Kelsey didn't pass him, that's not a good look for Mahomes, which means that their offense was unsuccessful. So I think there's growing pains with that. And look, Mahomes is being paid what he's being paid because he is capable of being an elite quarterback. He's shown that before. So, no, I don't think his time is over. And it's the same with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's mobility will continue to make him a better quarterback and continue to beat defenses. I just think that Cincinnati's defense is undervalued to the general eye, to the general audience. They don't appreciate what Cincinnati is able to do on the defensive side of the ball. And Sunday was was hopefully the exclamation point that people needed to see that their defense is the real deal.
Yeah, and I think honestly the reason why this defense is not as flashy or exciting to watch or anything like that is because they don't do absolutely amazing play here by Arizona's defense there. Number 9, I didn't see who it was. Um, anyway, sorry. They're not flashy in that they don't blitz. They're actually one of the lowest rated or lowest percentage blitz defense in the league. They rush 4 pretty consistently. Sometimes they do bring pressure. Um, but that said, they are effective in getting to the quarterback, already having matched what they produced last year in sack totals this far in the season, or this, I guess short into the season so far. And their coverage has been phenomenal. That has allowed a lot of what you'll call coverage sacks, I guess. Because I wouldn't say that any of these quarterbacks that we're going against, it's not like they're having to get the ball out quick.
No.
That's not really the mo. It's just there's nobody open, and that was the case
Right.
on Sunday against the Bengals for Lamar Jackson.
Absolutely. And look, I think that your point is again the exclamation point that they're not doing anything really out of the ordinary outside of outstanding coverage against good passing quarterbacks, right? Like even Aaron Rodgers, yes, they lost to Green Bay, but we talked about Green Bay is capable of putting 40 plus up a game with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers himself is capable of that. And outside of Devontae Adams, there wasn't really any single receiver on Green Bay that stood out in that game, right? And we talked about that even going into that game was how are the Bengals going to cover Devontae Adams? Devontae Adams won that game for Green Bay, and we saw a team like Baltimore who doesn't have that receiver that sets himself apart from anybody in the secondary, anybody over the middle, and that's why they lost, right? Yeah. Because Lamar Jackson can't do it all himself, and Mark Andrews can't be the leading receiver every week. He has to have somebody else that he can throw the ball to, and Marquise Brown isn't quite capable of being that go-to target. So Mark Andrews, being a great tight end that he is not the guy that you could build an offense around, right? You just can't. There's too many talented people on the other side of the ball.
I don't think you can do that for any tight end. You can't build an offense around a tight end. If you're building an offense around a tight end, you're screwed.
Right. That's my point. Is that it can't be a tight end that you build your offense around. It's not. It's not fiscally responsible. Right. Exactly.
My cat
that's my point.
In the studio. Hold on, I gotta let her out. Come on, Lola.
We're sipping on down there, sir.
These are antioxidant Vizzies with a little bit of booze. Because when in Hurricane,
I'm back.
Drink the seltzer.
I had to let the kitty out. So we already covered the Chiefs, and I wanted to talk about this, but another thing I saw today, and Bobby, this pertains to you, is that the Chiefs are in the market for a pass rusher. Now, the Steelers have battled back after a subpar start to the season. I believe they're sitting at 3-3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So they're at 500. Trade deadline is approaching. It's not right around the corner, but it is approaching. Are we, as Steelers fans, are we at the point where we're ready to sell yet? Or are we still thinking that this is a year that we can contend for a Super Bowl? And I ask that because, well, you've got a couple of pass rushers. And I'm not talking TJ Watt.
Yeah, no. It's a great question, right? Ben's health is still up in the air. I think it just depends on how he finishes the season. Are we going to get Ben Roethlisberger who can go out there and throw passes accurately? Are we going to get the Ben that we've seen pretty much all year, who's been useless? And if we're just being honest, he's thrown one good ball, I think, in the last 3 weeks, and that was the one to Deontay Johnson against the Broncos. That was the best ball he's thrown all year. Outside of that, he's missed targets left and right. I read an article that CBS Sports did, and their sell for the Steelers was Eric Ebron. Sell him, get rid of him.
For what?
They just said sell. They didn't say for what or to who.
Right.
Where does Ebron even go though?
Right.
There's not a big tight end market right now. Most teams have an established receiving tight end that can also
Right.
You have a blocking tight end.
No, it didn't make sense to me either. We're 3-3. Tomlin's never had a losing season, so I wouldn't count the Steelers out just yet. I think he can get them to rally. If anything, we need to buy some help. I think on the probably on the O line.
So what if the Chiefs come to you and say, "I'll give you a 4th round pick for Melvin Ingram"?
Oof, no, I wouldn't. I'm not selling.
So as a Steelers fan or as a general manager? Because to me, that's a steal. That's
your second stringer, a 4th round pick.
Yeah. As a GM, it's probably the right move. As a Steelers fan,
because then you could turn that 4th round pick into linemen for your future. You know what I mean? That you gotta look at it that way.
Here's my thought as a non-biased, business-minded individual. Let's call it that way. If you are Pittsburgh, say you dump Ebron, you dump a pass rusher, you gear up on 2022 and 2023 picks.
Wow.
Shit!
Hop. Oh, there's a flag.
Look at DeAndre.
There's a flag on the flag. We got laundry.
So if you stock up on picks for 22 and 23, so you're guaranteeing yourself 3 offensive linemen from, let's call it rounds 3 through 6 for the next 2 years. At least 2 of those 3 offensive linemen make your starting roster 2 years after your pick. That's a win, right?
Yeah.
You don't need Ebron. You don't need Ingram. You don't need those guys right now. Pittsburgh more than likely doesn't win the AFC North in the next 2 to 3 years. But you have Najee Harris, who you have established by picking him in the 1st round, that he is the future of your offense. So give him the weapons he needs over the next couple of years to be the elite running back that he's capable of being. And then,
for sure,
worst comes to worst, you trade for a quarterback that can replace Big Ben for the next couple of years. See what happens. Doesn't pan out, you can use a 1st or a 2nd round pick for a quarterback. There's going to be some available in the next couple of years. CJ Stroud is 2 years out. He could be an NFL quarterback. There's several guys that are at the quarterback position in college football that are 2 to 3 years out that will make it to the NFL and have some success. So you got to be patient as a Steelers fan.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's definitely not going to happen for them in the next couple of years. I mean, after seeing what the Bengals did to the Ravens, it's pretty clear who the top dog in the AFC North is right now. And that's very clearly the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well,
I just got goosebumps when he said that.
I love to hear that, but I'm not sold yet. It's one game. It's one game. You know what I mean? Like, we have a lot of football left, and like Joe Burrow said it perfectly yesterday in his press conference. If we lose the next 10 games, nobody's going to give an F about what we did in Week 7 against the Ravens. No one's going to care.
Sure.
But I appreciate that. I think the momentum clearly is in Cincinnati right now.
Sure.
But that's just a quick comment about the offensive line. You have to build offensive line through the draft. And it's not even really a question. Like, you can see some people do make, free agent acquisitions. Joe Thuney went, a couple other guys were acquired this offseason for offensive line help. But the thing about offensive line, everyone needs help at offensive line. Every single team could be better at offensive line. Even the Browns this season, who were rated the best offensive line going into the season, have injuries. They need help at offensive line. So, just a quick comment about that. We keep rolling and recapping the Week 7.
Yeah, next game on the board, we had the Panthers and the Giants. And the Giants rolled 25-3.
What in the actual hell happened?
What?
Yeah. So quick comment on both what do the Panthers and the Broncos have in common?
They both lost to the Giants? I don't know.
Well, no, the Broncos did beat the Giants. They both started 3-0 and then have subsequently lost the next 4 football games.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, frauds.
Fraudulent.
Good teams don't do that. Fraudulent enemy number one: the Broncos and the Carolina Panthers.
So who's truly number one?
So Tennessee's moved down on your list now.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they're not even on the list now after what they did with the Chiefs.
All right. I'm just making sure because they were public enemy number one for you for a couple weeks.
They were the fraudulent enemy number one. Let's be clear here.
Yeah. Sorry. Fraudulent enemy.
But
my vernacular was not accurate.
Yeah. Calm down there. But no, it's. I would even say it's. No, it's the Broncos and the Panthers. They are co-owners of that title as of right now.
All right, fair enough. Next game on the board was a close game. Falcons-Dolphins. Falcons on the road in Miami, winning by 2 points.
Tua played great.
The Dirty Birds.
Tua played great. I mean, that's really all. That's my takeaway from that game. Tua looked like a number one overall pick in that game against a very subpar Falcons defense, mind you, but he played great.
I mean, the last 2 weeks he's looked great. So
wow.
when he's been in,
untouched into the end zone.
Yeah, love it.
Is that Chase Edmonds?
It is Chase Edmonds. You love to see it.
Okay, there's your touchdown. So thank you, Corey, for predicting a touchdown for your boy. Let's hope James Conner gets one of those, and I can go to sleep a happy meal.
He's on my mother fathering bench right now in one of my leagues. So.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It is.
All right, next game on the board. The Jets on the road in New England, and they got their ass beat.
Yes, they did.
Hard.
Zach
54-13.
Out for a few weeks too.
Yeah. What is it a PCL strain? Is that what he has?
Yep. So Zach Wilson with a knee injury, he will be out for multiple weeks.
So did you guys see who they traded for?
I did. Well, no, they signed him off the practice squad.
Yeah. Okay. Bobby, did you see who they signed off of their practice squad?
No, I did not.
One of the most elite quarterbacks of all time.
The former Delaware State Blue Hen himself, Mr. Joe Flacco, Super Bowl champion Joe Flacco, is now the backup in New York to
head basketball coach of the Florida Gators, Mike White.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I couldn't think of his name. It escaped my memory, but Joe Flacco officially on an NFL roster
again.
That's
the only reason I remember his name is because that's
unreal.
Also the name of the Gators basketball coach.
So
crazy. Yeah,
there's a chance we see Joe Flacco in a football game again, which I very much, maybe on Sunday, which I very much look forward to.
Did the Jets get worse with that acquisition?
No, they've been consistently catching a lot of shit for having zero veteran presence in that locker room, quarterback room, for Zach Wilson to kind of learn under. Because I don't think anybody said Zach Wilson was like a complete NFL quarterback coming into the draft. That's a very rare thing to have, first of all, but nobody was definitely saying that about Zach Wilson. So they've been catching a little heat about that. I do think Flacco could, guide him in his first couple of years. These are some of the things you need to be doing, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Next game on the board, Raiders, Eagles. Not a bad game.
How about the Raiders, Bruce?
Raiders won by 11. We all three. So the last couple picks, sorry. We all three took the Panthers. We all three were incorrect versus the Giants. We all three took the Falcons. The one in the close one. We all had the Pats. We all had the Raiders. So from this point moving forward, we all have the same team picked. Huh. And we won the rest of the games going out. So I'll get the records and everything here in a minute.
Perfect.
But yeah, Raiders took it over the Eagles. The battle of traded quarterbacks is the next one on the docket here. The good old Detroit Lions on the road in LA.
What an exciting game. Did you guys
Jared Goff finally helped the Rams win a game.
Did you guys catch this game at all?
No, I did not.
So it was actually a really good game. So the Lions get the ball to start the game, drive down the field and score, which alert the press.
DeAndre Swift, right? Pass
Yeah, it
from
was like
Jared Goff,
it was like a 79-yard touchdown.
and that was it for Jared Goff's first half.
Um, well, to follow that up, Dan Campbell puts his nuts on the table and onside kick, and they get it. They had two successful fake punts in this game. Um, they had the ball down 9 with like 3 minutes to go, and Jared Goff throws an end zone pick. So not ideal. The big thing with this game really came down to, I think it was in the third quarter. Maybe no, it was in the I think it was the beginning parts of the fourth quarter, something like that. Lions had the ball in Rams territory, fourth down, clearly within field goal range, and Dan Campbell goes for it on fourth down and is unsuccessful. So obviously hindsight's 2020. That being said, if you don't go for it there, you kick the field goal. That final drive, which by the way still ended in an interception. That final drive, you're down 6 rather than down 9. You're driving to win, not driving to score a touchdown, then need to get a second onside kick or a defensive stop, which they're the Rams. How do you know you would have done that anyway? So that's been the real bugaboo up here in Detroit is what the fuck are you doing, Dan Campbell? Basically, I'm going
Right.
for.
So let me ask you this. So I from watching Around the Horn this afternoon.
Great program.
Campbell and Eagles head coach are the two main coaches on the chopping block as of right now.
Yeah.
So does Detroit fire Dan Campbell before the season's over?
I mean, I really hope not. I don't. We talked about this. I think it was either last week or the week before. I'm really a proponent of rookie head coaches or even first year head coaches. Yeah, I think they need some time. Zach Taylor needed some time. The Bengals didn't do very well, and now he's one of the odds favorites for winning Coach of the Year. Obviously, we're only 7 weeks in. We got 10 games left, but it just takes some time. And the Lions, this might be one of the worst rosters in football in a long, long time.
They're legitimately, if you stack them up position to position, every team they play, they're actually legitimately worse. There is not a position that they play where they are better than the other side.
I mean, I would take Jared Goff over Zach Wilson. I'll put that out there. I don't know that there's many more that would be on that list.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there any more rookie quarterbacks? Because Zach Wilson is the only quarterback that I could think of that would, in my opinion, truth be told, I think I would put Jameis Winston at an edge over Jared Goff.
I think I would too at this point, after what I've seen out of Jared Goff these first 7 games. And the thing is, a lot of this that we're hearing obviously is not, this isn't 100% factual reported things, but some of the buzz around town is that his attitude's been shit. He's not really been carrying himself with confidence or with any kind of leadership or just kind of biding his time.
Well, this is his first time off the West Coast too, in his whole career.
It's true,
right?
Yeah.
So I think, honestly, I mean, look at the way Elway acted when he was coming out of Stanford. He was going to be drafted by the Colts. I mean, he refused. He was going to play baseball over being the number 1 pick in the draft, and then they magically trade him. He ends up somewhat on the West Coast in Denver, and he's happy as a clam. I mean, it's the same concept, right? Like I'm not comparing Elway to Jared Goff.
I get it's a mindset kind of thing.
Yeah.
But at this point, if you're Jared Goff, you have to understand where you sit. You have one of 32 jobs on the planet. You have it by default because there's literally no one else.
Who is Detroit's backup?
David Blau.
Not sure who that is.
Exactly. So, I mean, Jared Goff needs a reality check if he's unhappy with his current situation. I understand it's not
Yeah.
fun losing, particularly when you're Jared Goff and you come in and you've done nothing but win since you've been in the league because you've been with Sean McVay, that offense.
His whole career, right? Even at Cal, he was very successful. He's one of the winningest high school quarterbacks in the state of California. So yeah, he's not used to this culture, right? And he's not used to being in the negative spotlight so frequently because in LA he was very protected as a quarterback.
He's very protected. He was surrounded by a lot of powerful assets. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, Todd Gurley.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. Like he's just protected by so much talent that his lack of maybe mental tenacity was never really exposed because there were just people there that were always capable of bailing him out, and he also had a great coach.
Yeah, I mean, at one point he had Todd Gurley in his prime, Robert Woods, and Cooper Kupp. Like those are three outstanding offensive weapons that you have on your team, on your side. He gets to Detroit, and he's technically forced to carry that offense, and it's really showing that he is not as good as everybody thought he once was. To your guys' points, he flourished in that offense because of a great head coach and some weapons around him. And now he's battling adversity and he's handling it like a child.
Yeah,
so,
it's not a great look for Goff, and really, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Corey can provide more insight when he comes back, but it just doesn't seem like Detroit is supporting him very well as of right now. Oh, Tommy wasn't even paying attention there.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, good.
I honestly just thought my wife was like bawling her eyes out in the next room, and I just get over that she's dying laughing. So it's really, really good turn of events there.
Yeah, now you're good. Now you feel better.
Yeah, and it's actually really funny what she just did. She just took like one of our really good friends. They just got their engagement photos. Shout out Kim and Rick. They just got their engagement photos, and Katie took one and like superimposed herself in the background of one of them. It's really, really funny. It's supposed to be this intimate picture, and then there's Katie just like. It's really good, really, really good. Anyway, where were we at?
We were just talking about Jared Goff and his situation. And
Yeah. We can move on. From it,
we
The point's been
we're beating a dead horse at this point.
Yeah.
Next game on the board: Bears Bucks. Bucks rolled, as we all thought they would. Justin Fields has not been very exciting this year. After a lot of preseason press, everybody thinking he was going to come in and tear it up immediately. We just haven't seen that.
Is that a Justin Fields thing or is that a Chicago thing? That's what I was.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. I think it's a little bit of both. I think there are some decent weapons in Chicago, but you have to execute as well. So and he's not doing that.
Yeah. Look, Allen Robinson is a good receiving consistent as a good catching wide receiver. Darnell Mooney is a good catching wide receiver. Khalil Herbert has proved that he can run the ball well. David Montgomery moves the ball well. He does have the weapons, but I think the issue at hand in Chicago is that from my watching them, I don't know how much you guys have watched it. Justin Fields, his clock management is horrendous. I feel like that he has no idea if the clock's running or not. If they need to kind of slow down, move a little bit quicker, hurry up, whatever. I just don't feel like that he has that. He hasn't shown that he's understanding.
As you get a lot of delay of games, what do you mean?
I just think that there's from my observation of him is that he's kind of hurrying up the offense so if he completes a pass, he immediately goes to a hurry up and then tries to get the next snap off. And then he's unsuccessful because he's not letting plays develop. It's like you give a kid a full candy bar on Halloween and then he runs to the next house and he wants another full candy bar. That's kind of Justin Fields as a quarterback. He gets the full candy bar and then he gets to the next play and he gets a banana right? And it's not, and he's not happy about
Very
it. That's
timely
kind of how I've
analogy
seen
here,
him.
Todd. I appreciate.
Thank you. Yeah, that was my point.
Who's handing
Yeah,
out
yeah.
bananas on Halloween?
You never. Then you guys never
devil.
went to. There
That's who.
was a house on. Look, there was a house on Yellowstone that was right behind mine. That the lady handed out bananas and oranges.
Fuck that lady.
And yeah, just wherever you're at, lady on Yellowstone. How dare you? How dare you?
No, I never had the honor. Thank God.
This is a question
receiving
I'd like to directly address this woman in Yellowstone. Who the fuck do you think you are? Honestly.
Lady on Yellowstone, how dare you? I'll never forget. It was so.
I'm walking up in my scorpion outfit with my pillowcase
Hell yeah.
full of delicious candies, and you want to hand me a banana and an orange?
So if you guys remember, my house. So there's a house behind mine, and then it goes into Yellowstone. Is the street that kind of runs right behind the house behind mine?
Yeah, where Kevin Costner lives.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like the fourth house on the other side of the street. And if my mom was taking me trick or treating, she would go, just skip that house, and then we would move on to the next one. So shout out to Della. Thank you so much for not allowing me to get the orange or the banana, because 8-year-old Todd would have been devastated.
First of all, she's out there managing her time as well.
I would honestly rather somebody hand me a handful of pennies than get a banana or an orange.
You can throw those at cars. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Of course not. Of course not.
I was a good kid.
All right, next game. One of the teams featured this evening. Texans on the road in Arizona. Interesting score, 31-5. The Texans somehow got a safety. I don't know how. I've never seen that play transpire.
Was it a penalty in the end zone or something? I have no idea.
I'm not sure either.
I don't know, Chad. If you can help us out on that one. When I saw the score, I was like, "What?"
I watched 0 seconds of that game for what it's worth for both of you. I have no idea what happened in that game.
I can give you a quick brief summary.
They beat that ass.
Yes.
That's your quick.
That ass has been beat.
Moving on. The Sunday night game. We all three predicted correctly. The Colts beat the 49ers on the road.
Where you at?
By 12 points. Yeah, I mean the Colts are the real deal.
Carson Wentz played great. Dare I say the word great when I throw Carson Wentz in a sense, but he played very well. Jonathan Taylor continues to impress me. I think that he has
Josh Wheeler
met his
video, by the way.
So
Jonathan Taylor has met my expectation as an NFL running back, because when he honestly, I mean, we talked about it. I've boasted him last year after the Colts drafted him. He is an NFL running back. There's not a lot of guys that come out after having that successful of a college career at a Power 5 conference that don't move the ball the way that he does. I mean, he is very good.
The one thing I want to keep my eyes. We saw this with Marlon Mack a couple of years ago too. Like Marlon Mack looked really, really good for like a snapshot, right? I want to see JT keep it going, and I'm a big fan. I love John Taylor. I think he's great. Real quick here, 4th and 1. Packers are going for it, or are they not?
I think we're going to see a timeout here.
Trying to draw him off sides here, but anyway. Yeah, I'd love to see him keep going. He's a great talent. I think we need more running backs like that.
I agree.
In the league,
he reminds. Yeah, I love and I'm sure you guys will appreciate this too. I love the power eye running back, and that's what Jonathan Taylor is. Jonathan Taylor is the quintessential power eye running back that wants to put his head down and he wants to get hit. He wants to create that contact and get yards after contact.
Would you say more Marshall Faulk vibes or more Terrell Davis vibes?
So I would say Marshall Faulk
Me
vibes.
too.
Terrell Davis. Yeah. Terrell Davis was kind of he was the introduction to the juke in Madden was Terrell Davis, right? So Marshall Faulk was a between the tackles kind of guy that could also very underrated receiving running back. But I think Jonathan Taylor kind of fits that's a good comparison because I think he fits the '90s mold very well,
I
right?
agree.
Like just
Size and speed.
yes, exactly. Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth.
So
Big Ten running back. That's
Carson
it.
Wentz, his
that's all I gotta
stat
say.
line is not going to blow you out of the water for
No,
that game.
neither did
17 to
fantasy line,
26,
little
150
fucker.
yards, and 2 touchdowns. So he played well. What would you? Obviously, he didn't blow it up on the stat sheet. What would you say that he did extremely well during that game?
Time management. That's the important thing that Wentz that he even did well in Philadelphia. He manages the clock well, and it doesn't always necessarily equate to who has the ball more. It's but how impactful are you when you have the ball, right? And Carson Wentz showed a little mobility in that game on Sunday night, and also showed that he. I mean that QBR isn't going to blow anybody out of the water, but you know, 150 yards, but only 9 incompletions doesn't hurt my feelings at all at the end of the day on the stat sheet. It's just he has again we talked about Jonathan Taylor. If you have a running back that can move the ball the way he does, you don't need to throw for 300 yards. You can throw it for a buck 50 or 200, and you can have a running back that can run for 75 to a buck 10.
Right.
It doesn't always mean that you have to throw for 250 to 300.
Right. All right. The Monday night game. Corey's favorite quarterback, famous Jameis Winston, led the Saints to a victory over the Seahawks, 13-10. Low-scoring affair. Winston 19 for 35, 222 and a touchdown.
Real quick, looks like we've lost the video feed here.
Yeah, I was just gonna stop you, Bobby. We lost video feed.
So just give me 1 second.
Can I use this for a quick bathroom break while we're getting this back together? Thank you, sir.
I will hum the Jeopardy theme song.
Chat, we're still here. Working through some technical difficulties at the moment. Corey's giving that delightful theme song to Jeopardy.
Yes. Do we have any requests? It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. There we go. The regular crowd shuffles in. Alright. Now we just need the Todd father to come back.
Alright. He'll be back momentarily. Went for a potty break. Did you watch any of that Monday night game?
That was the Aints in the Seahawks?
And the Seahawks, yes.
I did watch that, and I won my fantasy game due to the Marquez Callaway catch at the very end.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, the the very, very end, the catch that brought him in, to field goal range or whatever.
Awesome. So I think the biggest news for the Saints this week is the acquisition of Mark Ingram.
Yeah.
Coming over from the Texans, going back to the Saints. He is going to be reunited with one of his good friends, Mr. Alvin Kamara. Obviously, this is a huge addition for the backfield in New Orleans. How do you think it impacts them moving forward, Corey?
Well, I'm not really 100% sold on the Saints as a contender of this year. So, generally speaking, I would say it's not very impactful. That said, obviously Kamara and Ingram are very effective together. They're very good friends. I think that bodes well for a locker room kind of situation. So, just honestly speaking, as long as Jameis Winston is there, it's a moot point. I don't think he's a quarterback that can lead you to much success. He'll win you some games. He'll have some exciting plays. But I'm not putting the ball in his hands if life's on the line. I need to win the game. It's Jameis isn't what I'm leaning on there. So
I apologize,
cool.
fellas.
It'll be fun.
The Hilton Wi-Fi gave out on me here for a second, so I apologize for getting out of there.
It is A-okay, my friend. So just a quick recap. Last week, we all went 10-3, moving the season records to 70-36 for myself, and 72-34 for Mr. James and Mr. Gottschall. So I am still down 2 games. I took a leap. I could have gotten a
What's
game
up,
back
Rob?
taking those darn Bengals.
Gentlemen, I just want to say that in no way have any of the 3 of us been slouching this year. All 3 of those records,
Yeah, we just
regardless
went
of 2 games
10-3,
back,
like
that's fucking incredible.
That's pretty good. That's good.
I don't know of too many people that predict games that well. Let's be fair.
I mean, it's 70%. 70% accuracy. I'd say that's pretty darn good.
So Rob,
As we see,
Rob's jumping in the
Aaron
chat
Jones
here.
getting the end zone.
Yeah,
here.
Aaron Jones fantasy. Let's go. Choo choo.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I have Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
So
I got him in both my leagues.
As we've been watching this game, I don't know if you guys have been observing, but Aaron Jones has been almost all of
Dominating.
the offense for Green
Yeah,
Bay.
he's been dominating.
Good.
He has been Aaron Rodgers' favorite target. They showed a graphic during the game here. After Randall Cobb, the next leading receiver outside of Aaron Jones, has caught 28 total balls. So definitely some inexperience on the field there for Green Bay. So why not rely on A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones to take the running your offense?
100%. Rob,
How much do you think Aaron Jones' chain is worth?
Oh, because it has his
A lot.
father's ashes on it.
Yeah, he just pulled that
I
out.
thought they made the pocket in his jersey for the Ashes, right? Isn't that a thing they did this year for him?
Yeah.
That's
So there's a special pocket in his jersey for
Yeah,
his father's
that's
ashes,
great.
which is dope.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Rob's
kinda
jumping in the
sidetracked there.
chat here, joining us for the night. Rob, thank you. Go ahead and like the video if you haven't already. Share it with your
He
buddies.
said the Packers suck.
He did say the Packers suck. He said, actually, boo, Packers suck. That's
Boo.
actually what he said.
Coming from the Bears
Yeah,
fan.
big Bears fan there. And Rob, sorry, I know I might have given you a little hope last week, and I want to just go ahead and apologize for that. You know, there are
You weren't
games-
wrong about Khalil Herbert, though.
I have been right about Khalil Herbert the last 2 weeks. Bobby, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I might have gave Rob a little hope. I was like, there are games where Tom Brady slips up. It didn't happen last week, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
buddy.
I still lost
So-
by 40 points, so it wouldn't have mattered if I played him or not.
Yikes.
Fun fact for the viewers that are watching, Bobby and I are actually playing each other in fantasy football this week.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my ass beat. hard.
As of right now, I am a 55 points favor.
My team
I
is
have
absolute dog water.
I have nobody on a bye, and I can play 3 quarterbacks. So
Yeah. No, I had a terrible draft this year. I can't find a quarterback right now because they're all fucking rostered. So
shout out to Jordan though. Jordan's team put together almost a 270-point performance last week.
again,
Jesus.
his team is on fire.
He has Joe Burrow and Tom Brady, and between the two of them last week, I believe they had almost 100 points.
Did it again.
So
Yeah, dominated.
and he had AJ Brown on his bench, so he could have scored 300 because he played Fournette over AJ Brown.
I did it again
So,
with the video here, guys. I'm really sorry about that. Just give me just a quick second, and I'll have this fixed.
all good. They can still hear us, I believe. So we'll keep rolling. First game on the board this week. We've got the suspect, fraudulent enemy, co-owner, Carolina Panthers, on the road in Atlanta, in hot Atlanta, versus Matty Ice and the Falcons. This is a tough one for me. You know, the Panthers have been playing terrible. They haven't won in 4 weeks. The Falcons coming off of a close game against the Miami Dolphins. Granted, Tua played great. Man, for me personally, I think I'm going to side with the home team. I think the Panthers are just in shambles right now. I think the offensive production from the Falcons should be there. The Panthers defense has not been playing well either. So I'm gonna stick with the home team here and take the hot Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Hot Atlanta's offense supersedes their subpar defense in a matchup against a Panthers team that has looked suspect in the last couple of weeks. So give me Hot Atlanta at home.
Chad, if you're
Agreed.
watching right now, I'm really sorry, but I will get this fixed shortly.
I like it. I like a really up close and personal view of Bobby.
It's just Bobby's dome. We literally have only got Bobby's tongue.
Here, I'll make the image better.
Oh, peanut M&Ms. There you go. We're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. There we go. Now we just need Todd. We've almost got Todd back in. All right. It's like it never happened.
Right.
It's like it never happened. Bruce with a comment here. Go Pack Go. Bruce, a big Raiders fan. I did see a photo of Bruce on Facebook the other day with a Broncos jersey on, though. I was a bit confused by that. Nonetheless.
Explain yourself, Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce. I also saw that and thought twice about it, but I didn't want to be the guy that brought it up. So thank you, Corey, for bringing it in.
Yeah, I'm the asshole. It was a heartfelt post. Like it has nothing to do with the post. Like it's a very sensitive post, and it has nothing to do with that. But I read that, I was like, oh, that's a beautiful message. And then like as I looked down, like, why are you wearing a Broncos jersey? Like that's just how my stupid fucking brain works. I'm sorry.
All right, so Todd and I got the Falcons. Who you got?
Oh, Falcons. Yeah, they're on a roll right now, and Panthers are fraudulent enemy number 1. So Falcons.
Yep. Next game, going to be an excellent matchup. AFC South matchup, Titans Colts.
Okay.
Oof.
Titans on the road in Indianapolis.
So here's the thing, is that I projected the Colts to win that division.
You did. Like 3 weeks
I
ago.
did. And then Tennessee goes in and demolishes Kansas City.
They did.
And really makes me second guess my instinct. Because I was really on the fraudulent train with Corey. He had me believing that they were frauds and that they were this sham of a franchise.
They still could be. They still very well could be because
you're right.
The Chiefs could
that's
just
what
be
I'm
really
getting.
bad.
That's what I'm getting. So that's the evolution of this thought process for me. So you're seeing a maybe great Tennessee Titans team take on a Colts team that I think has, truth be told, and this is my personal opinion, there's no evidence to back this up, a bigger upside in Indianapolis. So I'm actually going to take the Colts at home in this game.
Real quick comment just to defend Bruce's honor here. He said he wouldn't root for the Raiders if they were in Oakland. So being a Vegas guy, I'm assuming a Vegas guy, Bruce is taking on the hometown team. I can always give respect for that. I really want to believe that the Colts are going to win this game. I really, really want to believe that is going to happen, but I don't. I don't. And how do you stop Derrick Henry? Like the Titans
that's my biggest question mark
the
this
Titans
week.
are such an enigma in that when they're down, they don't start throwing the football. They start running the football. It's crazy. It's so weird that is the solution, right? You start handing the ball off to Derrick Henry when you're down, but that's their quickest way to generate offense. It's hard. It's really hard to bet against the Titans right now. They're playing. If the Colts were playing anybody else, I'd lean towards the Colts just because I like the way they're playing right now. They're getting better, but it's really, really hard to bet against the Titans. So I won't. I'll go Tennessee.
Yeah, I think with AJ Brown finally coming alive, Derrick Henry looking unstoppable. I love the Colts. I think they're having a great season, but I have to side with Corey on this one. I don't. The only way the Colts win is if Tennessee comes down with an injury to one of their stars.
So dramatic.
I know.
I like
Yeah.
it.
So
Terrible.
we've got.
Look, here's the thing, fellas. I'm just backing up the checks that my mouth is trying to cash right now. So I gotta.
We haven't had a bet in a while.
Here. I was kind of thinking that. I was thinking that. Somehow I think there's 18 beers rolling around for me somewhere that
Bobby owes all of them to you. I was owed a 6-pack, and I was like, oh, okay, well, Bobby owes me a 6-pack, and then I owe Todd one. Bobby, just give mine to Todd.
Yep. So I still owe you some beers. Let me know what you want. Next game on the board, we've got the Miami Dolphins on the road, headed north to Buffalo to take on Josh Allen and the Bills. I don't think this is
No, it's not. I was just I was going to give some credit where credit is due. Tua has started playing pretty well since he's been back, so I just wanted to give a little shout out there. But I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah. I would assume Todd's on the same page there.
Give me the Bills. Give me Josh Allen.
I don't think this is a close one.
Todd, what are you snacking on over there, bud? What you got?
These are the pizzeria combos.
They're what?
The pizza combos.
Oh, so you just like eating dog food? Okay, got it. I'm with you.
Do what now?
I can't do combos. Can't do them. What is that inside of them?
I don't care.
Give me an honest answer about what that substance is.
Do you eat Taco Bell?
Additives.
I love Taco Bell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same concept.
No, it's not. Nope.
Yeah, it's a mystery inside a pretzel. It's the same thing with Taco Bell. It's a mystery inside a taco.
I know that it's ground beef.
Well, I've got some very interesting Taco Bell knowledge that I will not share.
Good.
On a public platform, because I don't know if I can.
Like legally
but I'll tell you guys after though.
All right, sounds good. Actually, you know what? Just don't. I like Taco Bell.
You're better off not knowing.
Good.
To be honest.
You know what? I'd probably still fucking eat it.
I had it the other day, so I still eat it. All right, next game on the board: Bengals on the road in New York versus the Jets. Joe Flacco, baby-led Jets.
No, he'll be back up, but yeah.
I got the Jets in this one, guys.
Really?
No.
That's an interesting take.
Give him the tally on the Jets side. He said it first.
I'm taking the Bengals. They're my survivor pick of the week.
Yeah, no, there's no way they.
Bruce with a comment here saying they heat up everything in a bag tossed in hot water. That's not unusual. That's like 90.
That means Bruce has never been to Arby's then.
Yeah, or BW3s. That's how do you that queso? Yeah, they're not melting cheese, buddy.
Yeah, no, they anyways. Easy pick. Bengals are gonna roll. No questions. Next game on the board, divisional matchup, AFC North, Steelers.
Can I make a comment real quick on the Bengals game before we move into that? I do want to see how they look coming out of that game. I want to see coming out to start that game. I think they're gonna win, and I think they can ride the waves of getting punched in the mouth early. Because let's not kid ourselves. This is the NFL. Anyone can win. The Jets beat the Titans, which somehow we've forgotten that the Titans lost to the Jets. Everybody's talking about how great the Titans are now. We've somehow forgot that. The Bengals, if they are going to continue to gain more respect from me particularly, I'm the biggest fan and toughest critic sometimes, they need to come out and do what they did against the Lions.
Absolutely.
That's what they need to do. You cannot come out and half-ass your way through this because you're looking at Cleveland next week. You have to come down and lay the hammer down.
Yeah. Shove it down the York's throat. Make their defense be on the field.
Yep.
That's the objective, right? You have to keep the Jets defense on the field. Let Mixon go to work. I think that's the big thing that I want to see this
week. Not only that, keep our defense fresh for Cleveland.
Yes, absolutely. Right, that's the time management from the offensive side of the ball. Let Mixon go to work. You have Samaj Kareem. He's back. He's healthy. That's a good 1-2 combo out of the backfield. Let him go to work.
Yeah, absolutely. And
They beat New York on the ground.
Quick comment from Rob. Todd, is that a White Claw?
Rob, it actually is a Vizzy that has antioxidant vitamin C. So, while I continue to
So what alcohol percentage
drink,
is that?
5%.
Let me see it. A Vizzy. Those were like,
Vizzy.
remember they started selling those one drinks at our school? What were those called?
Oh God.
Remember they started selling like the canned drinks of like sugar water? And they're
Yes.
like, yeah,
Oh my God.
they're like Fuse or there's some shit like that.
Fuse, that's what it was. Yeah, it was Fuse. F-U-Z-E.
And they're like, this is good for you too. Like, yeah, fuck off, dude. Rob, real quick, you can't see my can, but what am I drinking? Oh, I gave you a little peek there, Rob. You might have been able to see it. A little nip slip.
Give me the old Janet Jackson.
Yeah, I gave you that.
Here's my adult beverage for the evening.
Just dip spit. He's just drinking it.
Just a bunch of backer spit.
Oh, Rob's not sure. Bruce, some German lager. That's what I'm drinking. There are some lions on here. But no, this episode is brought to you by Modelo Especial. It's not really. I feel like I need to legally say it's not literally brought to us by Modelo Especial. But Modelo, again, if you want to sponsor us, please feel free.
Absolutely.
If you're just joining, looks like we're getting some more people stumbling in here as we're about 6 minutes left in the first half of this game. If you're just jumping in, go ahead and like the video, share the video. Welcome to Line to Gain, a Rally Towel Sports podcast. We are continuing to raise money for the Covenant House of Michigan. I have the Venmo and the PayPal in the description of this video. Again, we are at, last time I checked, we were at $114 raised. Our goal is $150, and Todd, Bobby, and myself will individually match whatever we are able to raise, including beyond the goal. So, oh, hey,
Absolutely.
Mom's joining. Hi, Mom. Thanks.
Hi, Mom.
Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, what's the next game on the docket here, Bob?
AFC North matchup. Steelers are on the road in Cleveland.
So are we
Bobby,
getting
you
Case
pick first.
Keenum or are we getting Baker? Does anybody know?
Baker practiced this week. Whiteley's limited participant. He was in a sling. Sorry, these peanut M&Ms are good.
They are good.
I don't. Why do you bring Baker back though?
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why you would bring Baker Mayfield back. And you know who actually made a really good point about this was Keyshawn Johnson. I feel like we're referencing him a lot lately. But nonetheless, Keyshawn made a good point, and he said, here's what's going to happen. Baker is going to say, I'm going to start, I want to play, which you want that out of your quarterback. You want that mentality like, you're going to have to, out of my cold, dead hands, take this, game ball from me. But Baker is saying, I'm going to play. So Keyshawn's basically like, okay, so Baker's going to say that, and he's going to take all the first team reps, and then it's going to come down, and he's not going to be medically cleared to play. Bruce, thanks for sharing the video. So he's not going to be medically cleared to play, and what's going to happen is Case Keenum is going to have to play without having a week full of first team reps. It's going to put them at a disadvantage. Now they got through it last week, but they're playing the Jaguars. You're not playing the Jaguars. So I think he's doing a disservice if he's not going to be full go. And I'm taking the Steelers in this game. I think that they're on the upswing. They're coming off a bye. The Browns are banged up. I got the Steelers.
Yep, I agree. If this was a healthy Cleveland Browns team, I might be swinging the other way on this one, even against my own team. But I think there's too many variables. I think the Steelers take this one.
Heather, appreciate you liking
Let me make a Bobby Layman bold prediction here. You boys ready? Najee Harris, 150 yards of total offense. Steelers take the W.
Wow.
Do I
Well,
want to bet against
150.
that?
No, 150 total. I think that's yeah, that makes sense. He'll have fucking 60 in the air alone.
All right.
See, now you're still in my thunder, Corey. I was trying to make it seem more bold than what it was, but it's very
Well,
realistic.
you were like 150 total yards. You whispered the total.
Right? It's a see. You're taking how illustrious it was. That's fine. Whatever. Move on. That's fine.
All right. So I take it we all three got the Steelers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give me the
So
Steelers.
Rob with a
All
comment.
right.
He was going to guess Modelo, but he wasn't sure. He loves Modelo. Who doesn't love
Modelos are
Modelo?
great.
With it,
I actually
typically,
drank
I get a nice
I
tall
drank a couple
glass.
Modelo's before we got on the podcast, boys.
Did you? No,
I
get
did.
a
Yeah,
nice
there's a
tall
Mexican
glass
restaurant now.
and a lime. Just gently squeeze the lime, drop it in there, pour the Modelo over.
Rob coming in with the hot take.
just straight
Sorry.
heat to Todd. Yeah,
And busy. I didn't know you were a 19-year-old white girl.
he is.
Well, look, Rob.
Who are you
Here's
to
the
assume his
deal.
gender? It's 2021, Rob. First of all,
So, number one, I'm a 30-year-old man. Number two, this physique requires busies. If I start drinking Modelo's, then I got to give up food. I'm not giving up food. I just
Yeah,
can't do
that's a
that.
good point.
It's completely unrealistic for me to not stop at Sheetz on my way home tomorrow and get a quesarito and a chicken sandwich and a cheeseburger. So,
Wow.
yeah, I got to drink busies tonight. Yeah.
That's a sacrifice. That's what it is. I get it. Jaden, thank you for liking the video, good sir. Welcome.
Yeah. For those of you that don't already know, Todd can throw down at any restaurant. Any amount of food you put in front of him, it's gone.
What's the standard order at B-Dubs, Todd? Give me your standard.
It is 20 boneless wings, pretzel bites, and mini corn dogs. Or
Yeah.
20 regular wings.
Sweet Christ, that's a lot of food.
If
That is
we're,
a
so
lot.
now let's do the skyline. So
Are you
the normal
bringing
Skyline
leftovers
order-
home? Hold on, are you taking
No,
leftovers?
I eat everything. I
Oh my
don't leave
Lord.
leftovers.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, so Corey, what you don't know is in the Gottschall household that you didn't get to leave the dinner table until all your food was cleared.
I mean,
So,
that's pretty
ipso
bad.
facto. Yeah, so ipso facto, I eat 6 Skyline cheese coneys and a Cholito at every sitting at Skyline as well.
I'll eat
Occasionally-
a large 3-way and 2 conies, and then I will feel like I have a cinder block that is trying to escape my bowels. I would just feel like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the process. Like,
Sure.
Joel Embiid about trusting that process, but it is painful.
No, I learned at about age 20 that people will often doubt your eating capabilities, and then all you have to say is, "Well, if you buy it for me, let's see if I can do it." So I've been riding those coattails for a
I've done that.
decade. And people have been buying me free Skyline, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, all the things that you can think of. Todd, you can't eat 40 nuggets. Well, if you buy it for me, let's see if it happens. And then I just power through it.
Yeah, so that's a it reminds me of something. Halloween is coming up. 1 year, actually multiple years I've done this. I have embodied the dude. I have been the dude from The Big Lebowski. Got the hair, the robe. And one of the things that happens when you are the dude, you don't pay for beverages that evening.
That's true.
Typically, white Russians find their way to you, and you abide. That's what happens. The dude abides. So it brings me to another point. Halloween around the corner. Where I'm having a Halloween party on Saturday. I don't know. Maybe you guys will be attending some, hosting, whatever. Todd, I know you've got costumes for the family picked out, and you're excited to show those off. Rallytel Sports is doing a costume contest. We encourage family costumes, funny costumes, scary costumes. Just pretty much anything you're comfortable putting on the internet. That's pretty much it. That's the line. Send them in to us. You can message us. You can, email us. Whatever. Email us individually. Hey, here's for the costume contest. You win, you get free merch. Pretty simple. Free Rally Towel merch, free Line to Gain merch, free Ring 'em Up merch. Whatever tickles your fancy. It's yours.
Absolutely. All right. Next game on the board. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are headed to Detroit to take on Jared Goff and the Lions.
Give me the Eagles. I got to take a tinkle, but give me the Eagles. I'm in on that.
This guy's a bladder of a 4-year-old, clearly.
That's accurate. That's accurate. Anytime that we're drinking, he's in the bathroom every 15, 20 minutes. It's crazy.
Ay caramba. If you're the Lions, this is like your game. Like you are like, if we're gonna get a win this year, this is gonna be it. Or maybe some of you catch Packers at the end of the year or something like that, and they're sitting everybody. But this is a big one for Detroit. I think they play hard. I think they surprised a lot of people at how close that game was against the Rams.
Yeah.
That being said, I have a really tough time betting on them, so I'm not going to. I'm going to take the Eagles.
No, I don't think that's a smart move. I mean, realistically speaking, I don't know if there's a team in the NFL that I would put up against the Lions and choose the Lions.
Maybe the Texans.
Maybe. I don't know. That'd be a tough sell for me. I don't foresee me picking the Lions in any game this year unless something crazy happens. So, Eagles should take care of business up in Detroit. Next game on the board, we've got the Rams on the road in Houston. Rams look decent last week. They played the Lions that we just referenced, and a much closer game than a lot of people anticipated. Yeah. The Texans just traded away Mark Ingram. Tyrod Taylor might start this week. He has been practicing. He's been a limited participant, nursing a hamstring injury. Let me pose this question before we pick. If Tyrod Taylor starts, does that? I mean, obviously, it gives the Texans a better chance. But do you think it's enough? Do you think it's enough against the Rams?
No, it doesn't matter to me. I don't. I mean, even if Deshaun Watson was out there, I'd still take the Rams.
Yeah.
Just a real quick update on this game. DeAndre Hopkins is questionable to return for the rest of this with a hammy.
Have you guys seen Brandon Cooks' reaction to the Ingram trade?
No. What did he say?
He is furious.
He just said it was bullshit, basically.
He said, "quote unquote, fuck this." That was what he said. Yeah.
Is this a tweet on Instagram or what?
It was a tweet.
I think it was a tweet.
Fuck
yeah.
this.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only thing they have right now. He's literally their only asset. What did Houston get out of this?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I just bounced off of it. Hold on a second.
If it's anything beyond a fourth rounder, I think they're idiots.
Let's see.
Oh,
They get taken to the woodshed again.
it's a 5th and a 6th round pick.
Okay, it's a little bit better that you got 2 picks out of it, I guess. But I mean, there are roster builders in the 5th and 6th round. Let's not kid ourselves.
Well, Houston is clearly in. Give me every pick you can possibly get rebuild mode at this point. So
yeah. You have to. So they are my pick for the number 1 overall pick at the beginning of the season.
Over Detroit?
Yeah. I figured Detroit would get like 3 wins. They still may.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. All right, next game on the board. Rob, if you're still in here, this game's for you. We've got the San Francisco 49ers coming to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Bears coming off an absolute ass whooping last week. Niners also coming off of an L to the Colts. Colts took care of business out in San Francisco. I've got the Niners in this one. I just think they're the more put together team right now.
Yeah, if you look, they both have weapons on offense. right, at the wide receiver position specifically. Khalil Mack might be on IR going forward, so if you're out with him again, um, not ideal. On the other side, I think San Francisco's got a little bit better of a defense. They absolutely have a better head coach. I'm going with the 49ers. Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, I agree. No Khalil Mack makes me not want to pick the Bears for really any game. So give me the Niners.
Awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be an interception there from Kyler. It almost looked like the ball stuck to his hand. Which, real quick comment, Joe Burrow in his press conference yesterday, he'd been wearing a glove on the sideline when it was a little chilly. He's been wearing a glove in practice a little bit. He says when it gets cold, he wears a glove on his, maybe even on his throwing hand. He said it doesn't change the way he throws anything. Not worried about it. Just when it gets a little bit cold, it helps me keep the ball tight and helps me spin it a little bit better. So that's what I do. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks that wear gloves. I even think, even when it's hot outside, I think Ben wears gloves when he throws the football, if I'm not mistaken.
Does he wear one on his throwing? He doesn't wear one on his throwing hand, though.
He does in the winter.
Oh,
he does
yeah.
deep in the winter. So did Brady. Brady did at one point in time in the winter in New England. He was wearing a glove, but it's kind of few and far between these days. There's been scientific evidence to show that your spin rate on a football out of your hand slows down by about 3%, and then the interception rate increases. I can't remember the exact percentage based on. Yes, when you wear a glove, because of every NFL glove has some of that like tack, that natural tack that they put into it, so it slows down the spin rate.
I wonder if you could just take it and like rub it against like sandpaper.
They do have, so they have they even have it for batting gloves. There's basically like a really, 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 really fine sandpaper that you can put between your hands with your batting gloves, and it creates like a friction with tape or like with wood, and it helps you grip the bat too instead of using pine tar. So I imagine there's something like that for football players too.
I mean, just to remove the tack from the gloves.
Right. It's the same thing for a batting glove too. It removes the tack. It just creates a different type of friction.
Yeah.
So creates a little bit more contact with the wood, or I guess with the football.
Yeah. Next game on the board, we've got the Mac Jones-led Patriots headed to San Diego to face Justin Herbert and the Chargers. I think this is going to be one of the best games of the week. In my personal opinion, I think the Patriots are playing some very good football right now. Mac Jones is playing much better than I actually anticipated.
Overall, Mac Jones is playing better.
Yeah, I think he's having a good rookie season so far. Obviously Belichick's kind of played it close to the vest with him for most of the year. They haven't really let him air it out too incredibly much. It's more just game management, clock management, something you talk a lot about, and that's something that the Patriots have done well this year. And I think Mac Jones has done a nice job with it.
Yeah, so I agree that Mac Jones has become a good clock manager in the NFL. However, I think Justin Herbert supersedes any sort of clock management in the football game. So I think the Chargers take pretty decent care of him. I don't think it's a blowout, but I don't see this game ever. Anybody's looking at the ticker and going, "Ooh, that's a little close." It seems like I feel the Chargers just kind of take care of business.
So last year, I believe the Patriots beat the Chargers something like 49-0. If I'm not mistaken, it was an absolute ass beating.
Yep, you're right. They did.
That said, Chargers are coming off a bye this week. Brandon Staley is now the head coach of the Chargers, and Justin Herbert looks like a top 5 quarterback. I'm taking the Chargers.
Yeah, I have to agree. A fresh Justin Herbert and the rest of that offense. Yeah. I don't.
Can we just say that Herbert and Burrow make a new breath for the NFL together.
And because they're not the gimmicky kind of quarterbacks. They're
No,
not the running quarterback.
it's
They're
not
pocket
egotistical.
passers.
Right, and it's not egotistical, right? I think that's the big thing for high pick quarterbacks is there's traditionally a lot of ego involved in that, i.e. Cam Newton.
And Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, yes. A lot of kind of screw you, pay me kind of mentality. And Herbert and Burrow are businessmen. And I really appreciate that about both of their approaches to how they manage the game and how they manage themselves off the field.
I think both of them would be in the – I almost think they're interchangeable, almost. But the one thing that Burrow does have is that that little – that edge, that I'm a killer.
So I think the thing that Burrow does a little bit differently than Herbert, and we heard it on Thursday night, is that when he starts feeling himself, he really, really starts feeling himself, and he wants the ball all the time.
Yeah.
We have so maybe Herbert has that too. We just haven't heard it yet because he's not mic'd up. But Burrow has that extra level of confidence that, I mean, if you're a football fan, if you don't get goosebumps hearing Burrow go, give me the fucking ball, like, you're missing the mark. You're missing the mark.
Or did you hear what he said last week? His most recent comments on the sideline were I believe he was talking to Tyler, I think it was T. Higgins is who he was talking to specifically, but Uzama and Chase were around as well. And he's looking at Higgins, he said, if we can win this division, we can win it all. We can win it all. And it's just like,
I love it.
It's like,
the confidence is scary.
Yes,
but I love it though. I love the swagger that Burrow possesses. When
Andy Dalton would never.
No, well, it's been a long time since there's been a quarterback in Cincinnati that carries the swagger that Burrow carries.
And I think that's probably Boomer.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, Carson was never a swagger quarterback.
No.
Carson was a showed on the field quarterback. Yeah. Right. I mean, that's how he earned his paycheck by airing it out. And, But Burrow earns it on the sideline as well as airing it.
Yeah, Burrow also said this week when commenting on the hit that he took that he's like, when I'm the GOAT, I'll get that call.
No, that comment was from last year.
That was last year?
Yeah, when we played the Eagles, he got absolutely destroyed. They didn't
I thought for some reason I saw it recently.
No, they were putting them side by side because they were just commenting on the kind of level. And it was an interesting comment from like it wasn't interesting. It was kind of a fuck you from this writer from the Ravens. That was like, I'm glad we have Lamar. This is the difference between Lamar and Burrow. Is, Lamar knows how to win. It's like, first of all, Lamar Jackson didn't even go on the field and shake Joe Burrow's hand after the game.
You're right. That was the first thing I noticed post game. Is that Lamar Jackson ran to the sideline. He never shook hands with anybody after the game.
And Burrow's looking around for him. He wants to. He shakes every quarterback. That's pretty standard, right? Quarterbacks go meet, shake each other's hands, talk game.
Yeah, that's that. That's been a part of the game for almost 50 years.
Yeah,
quarterbacks meet at the 40-yard line. They shake hands and then they go their separate ways.
Right.
That's how it's always been.
Yeah, so
a little bit of a sore loser.
Yeah, I don't get that from Lamar. Maybe he had a code brown that he had to attend to or something. I don't know, but
yeah, maybe. Very
we
true.
did get to see a former XFL player come into the game on Sunday in Huntley.
Oh,
yeah, he's an XFL guy.
Who?
That the Huntley, the backup quarterback from the Ravens.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, he's an XFL guy. He's I believe he was a Rutgers quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. That he was in the AAL and then the XFL.
The American League of Football.
Yeah, AAF, whatever they called it.
Yeah.
And then
American
XFL, and then
of football.
And then he was signed on the practice squad. He actually made his debut last year as well.
Interessante.
Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
Sorry, he's a youth.
Farm from Rogers here. Oh, we got a good football game. Not the offensive game that we would have expected here. but a
No.
good game nonetheless, as expected.
Green Bay has managed the ball, I believe, 11 or 12 more minutes than Arizona in this game as well.
So a full quarter.
Right.
Crazy. Next game, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking things on the road to the literal opposite side of the country, in Seattle, playing the Seahawks. This is just a battle of two teams that aren't very good.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I've got this.
I
one
never
pretty
thought we'd be
low.
saying that about Seattle, though.
No, I
about
thought
them
they were
not
going
being
to
good.
win double-digit games this year. I really did. With that offense, I really thought that they were going to win double-digit games this year.
So when you ranked head coaches, where did you put Pete Carroll, Corey?
I'll
42nd.
What'd you say? 32nd.
I said 42nd.
I think Pete Carroll's better than that, but
No, I know he's a better coach than that.
but he's probably somewhere middle of the road, upper middle probably. I mean, he's a Super Bowl champion head coach. Let's be clear about that. He's done something that most coaches in the NFL have not done.
And national championship.
And a national championship, yeah. But no, I'd probably say middle, upper, middle, lower, somewhere in that range. But that being said, I really have a hard time betting on Jacksonville. I don't think they're a really reputable force to be reckoned with, so I'm going with the Seahawks, mostly for the fact that they're at home.
Yeah, give me the West Coast matchup. Geno Smith wins the game in Seattle.
Bobby.
I'm taking. I don't know if I'm sold on that, man. The Seahawks are playing some terrible football right now.
You did drop Geno Smith in our fantasy football league.
Why he was on your team?
Because you have to have three quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, because you can play three quarterbacks. So you have to have every quarterback you can. That's the same reason Taylor Hunke's on my team, because you have to have three quarterbacks. Because I had Fitzmagic and then he got hurt.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I'm gonna go ahead and side with the majority on this one.
Weak.
I thought you were going to say that you were going to go the Jacksonville route.
Yeah,
I really did.
I did too.
I'm not confident enough in that Jacksonville team to make a pick against the house.
I will say one thing about Jacksonville is that they have several weapons, and once they figure all that out, they do. Right. No, well, I know they do, but I'm just saying Jacksonville's a little bit different, right? They're led by a rookie quarterback, so they have some weapons, and they're going to get ETN back next year. And Robinson and ETN is a dangerous combo in the backfield.
Yeah, and Robinson's one of the top fantasy running backs this year.
And ETN gives Lawrence a lot more confidence because they understand each other.
Right.
So
I did it. I'm an idiot.
All right, moving on. We've got Tom Brady headed over to where I wish Drew Brees was still there. The New Orleans Saints. Did I say Dom? I thought I said Tom.
No, I'm just messing
said Tom.
with you. Yeah, I don't think this. It's the Bucs. I got the Bucs.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Bucs roll. Yeah, another terrible game on the board here. Washington football team on the road in Denver.
So terrible in terms of dumpster fire teams. In terms of like confidence, like the Steelers, that's like my lowest confidence pick, just because the Browns are still potent, even with Case Keenum. This is my second least confident pick, just because neither team gives me a reason to be confident.
That's fair.
So that said, I'll take the home team. I'll take the Broncos.
I'm actually going to take the Washington football team in this one.
Oh, you guys are gonna make me pick sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna make me pick sides.
Or pick a team. You could do that.
Yeah, you don't need to.
It's still picking sides. All right, so I'm gonna go off some strategy here. Corey and I have a pick: the Titans and the Titans
Bobby,
versus
this is why you're
the
in last
Colts.
place. This is why, right here.
I overthink it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Washington football team.
Yes, I love being solo. I love it. I'm an island boy. Have you seen those wastes of oxygen that are on TikTok and Twitter and stuff? These island boys. Have you guys seen these fucking
The guys with
boys?
the weird dreads.
Yeah, they are. I'm pretty confident they're white, and they're just not.
No talent.
They're just not. They contribute zero things to this planet, and I think the Earth would just be better if they just wouldn't post another thing on social media.
Yeah, but over 1 million shares on TikTok right now between their videos.
And that is a problem for me. That is something that really scares the absolute living shit out of me as a parent. I'm bringing children up into this society that values stupid fucking idiots like that. Those people.
So, Bobby, you'll learn once you have children that when you see things like that, that is immediately where your head goes. Is that, holy shit, mate! I'm going to have a child someday that's brought up into this world with these things that are happening, and you're going to have to explain to them that what's going on is not intelligent.
Yeah, this is
they
a
have to stay away
simulation.
from
This
it.
isn't real. These people are not cool. Fuck, man. If anybody knows who I'm talking about, these fucking island boy fuckheads. They literally look like
boys.
They literally look. Do you guys remember the Rugrats? Okay. Do you remember Angelica's doll, Cynthia? Do you remember her? That's what they look like. I swear to God. They look like Cynthia from the fucking Rugrats. They have dreads pointing out of their head, identical to Cynthia. That's exactly what they look like.
Interesting take. I am on TikTok, but I have not seen them yet.
I'm not on TikTok, but I do watch the reels on Instagram from time to time, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, TikTok, it's an addicting thing. I will
I will leave the room, like Katie will be on like TikTok. I will go and like do laundry or watch an hour-long program on Apple TV or something like that, and then I'll come back up and like she'll just still be there, just like this, like ha 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 ha.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy how we consume content these days.
The wormhole.
Yeah, it's the kids' version today of YouTube, and how you would just keep clicking on videos after, and then you start off watching a basketball highlight, and then you end up on like Antiques Roadshow somehow. and
So true. I still do that to this day.
And you don't know how you got there, but you enjoyed it.
That's funny.
Sunday night football game should be a good one. We've got the Dallas Cowboys on the road in Minnesota.
Cowboys are looking like one of the best teams in the NFL. Minnesota isn't. I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think even an 80% healthy Dak Prescott beats the Vikings.
Yeah, I agree. I think Adam Thielen is coming off a good week. Dalvin Cook's had some injuries this year, so I don't know if he's going to be a full 100% for this game. I got the Cowboys for sure. Cowboys.
That's the story of Dalvin Cook's career,
isn't it?
Is he 100%? Stay tuned.
Question mark. An absolute barn burner for the Monday night game this week. We've got the New York Football Giants on the road in Kansas City.
What an absolute tragedy of a Monday night football game.
Monday night football is consistently one of the worst games of the week.
Yes.
Because they played their ratings whores. That's all they are, is ratings whores. They're putting literally the Chiefs, they're gonna get views. The Chiefs are gonna get people to watch. They have a big
Right.
fan base. They've been in the Super Bowl the last fucking 3 years. They're gonna get people to watch them. The Giants, largest market in America, New York.
Right.
They're
New
gonna
York.
get views. They're ratings whores.
Yep.
So I personally believe that Thursday Night Football is better than Monday Night Football, and I felt that way for the last 3 years.
This year, for sure. The
I
Thursday
think
night
so.
games have been fire.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
think
found
that- I
myself at the end of the Monday night game just like, I think I'm just gonna go
So
to bed.
It's the same way when baseball opens up on opening day weekend, or you get that Wednesday night game instead of like going into opening day. It's always Boston and somebody. And a couple years ago, it was Boston and Baltimore. Why would anybody watch the Orioles play on opening night when they've lost 100 games in 7 of the last 10 years?
Good question.
It's the same thing, right? The Giants are statistically one of the worst football teams over the last 3 years, 4 years.
Mhm.
So why are you going to watch them on Monday night? Even if it's a big market. Baltimore's a big market for baseball. The Orioles are still a medium to large market for baseball, and it doesn't matter because they've been bad. They don't make the moves they need to make. So it's a shame. Thursday Night Football has been much better this year, and then the year at least last year as well. It's been much better.
We're coming up on flex season too. Weeks 11 through 17, Sunday Night Football flex opportunities,
Right.
which typically garners the best week of the game, or I guess best game of the week. Typically they'll flex that into the prime time, and that's my favorite time of the year is the Sunday night games at the end of the final stretch of the season. You're getting the best football on Sunday night, and it's really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I agree with you.
With all of that said, I'm still taking the Chiefs. They've got to bounce back this week.
They
They're
will.
at home.
Sorry for the tangent. Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Giants suck, and so do the Chiefs, but they suck less. And I would still take Patrick Mahomes over Daniel Jones.
There you go. So we've got 3 splits this week, and all of us have a game by ourselves.
Oh, beautiful.
I've got tonight's game. Todd picked the Colts, and then Corey flew solo with the Broncos. So there is your overall
You guys have way
recap.
better teams that you're solo
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
there's a good opportunity for somebody to take the sole lead this week.
There's a good chance that it's Corey.
So
I'm just shooting you straight.
So here's one thing. I'm in a pick'em, another league, right? I'm in 4th out of 32 right now throughout the season. Actually, yeah, I'm in 4th. I'm 17 points. So basically, you take them and you rank your picks. I don't know if you can see this. You rank them 1 through whatever, how many games there are that week, and I'm in 4th, so I'm doing well there too. It's not just a line to game thing. I relatively know what I'm talking about. Relatively. Still took the fucking Panthers over the Giants. Oh.
Well, to be fair though,
I would say 95% of the population would have picked
Yeah.
Panthers over the Giants.
how many people? So if you're in a legitimate pick'em league every week, how many people pick the Giants?
Oh, I
You
don't
remember?
know. I don't know that answer.
Okay.
But I do know that I scored 75 points. The high point for the week was 83. Guy that is 3 points ahead of me. But more importantly, I am in first place of all my family members. That's really at the end of the day.
Bragging rights.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
so
actually
when
I'm
you-
actually tied with my dad for first place, followed by my stepmother's father. He is behind us, as is, let's see, who else do we have in here? my stepbrother's wife, she's in here, and then my uncle is like in 30th out of 32. So most importantly, leading the pack in the family. That's what matters.
There you go.
Well, sounds like a Thanksgiving. You have just a hair of bragging rights. That's the most important thing.
That is pretty vital. Just want to let them know who the fuck I am.
Hey, Dad, remember me?
Right.
Yeah, you've been looking up at me all season, boy.
Well, as we're just getting back from halftime, you guys want to talk a little bit about game 2 last night?
I wasn't able to catch. I felt awful yesterday, but I did. Please go ahead and bring me up to speed.
Yeah, so we got to see kind of the polar opposite of game 1. Houston's bats were
alive and well.
Yeah, not necessarily from the jump though.
No.
Right? So a lot of what Houston did was 5th inning and latter. So Bobby, so far our home run bet, we are incorrect. We are over by 3 home runs right now. Only 2 home runs last night, 2 home runs in game 1. But so here's the big thing. This is my big takeaway from last night's game. Max Fried got to the 5th inning and crumbled, absolutely crumbled, like a shortbread cookie, which cannot happen without Charlie Morton, right? So that's the big thing to me is Max Fried is your guy because you have no Soroka. Now you have no Charlie. Max Fried is your ace. Yep. Ian Anderson's your backup. And he did not pitch well after the 4th inning. He made it through the 5th, but he gave up, I believe, 3 runs in the 5th inning, and that's all they needed.
Well, so a big part of that though, I think it was they had was it a 3 or 4 run inning? There was an error, throwing error.
Right from Rosario.
Terrible throwing error.
Yeah.
And then they got beat on the shift where they shifted. Oh my God. Right-hander from Houston. They shifted him to the left side of the field. He took
Bregman?
He took
Gurriel?
It was Gurriel.
Gurriel
took it to second base and nobody was there. If they're not playing the shift there, they turn 2. They're out of the inning. It's 1-1.
Yeah.
That throwing error never occurs.
Packers with a big interception here. Sorry to cut you off here, but
no, you're good.
Packers already up 3 with an interception here at the Arizona 10 or 9.5 yard line.
Yep.
So that's poised to score.
Can't give Aaron Rodgers the ball in the red zone and not expect some points to come on the board. But
Aaron Jones made it to 4, 5. Yeah, so I think the big caveat to game 2 was Atlanta jumped on Framber Valdez early. We talked about that during the whole podcast, right? You jump on him early. Excuse me. You get the runs, 1st, 2nd, 3rd inning. Then you make the bullpen go to work. Well, Max Fried didn't get that support at all, right? So then now pitching is your benefactor and you winning the game. And the World Series, pitching cannot be your benefactor. You have to put runs on the board early on and then kind of coast through the end of that game, right? You get sub inning 5 to the end of the game. You have to be up by 3 because at any given time in Houston's offense, 1 through 6 can hit a 3-run home run and a snap. So,
yeah, I mean, Fried pitched a beautiful 4 innings.
He did. In the 5th inning, he self-imploded.
Just absolutely fell apart.
Yeah. And they left him out there, which I was shocked about. They kept him out there the whole inning, which tells me that Snitker does not trust his bullpen, which is terrifying, right? And if I'm Houston, you capitalize on that, right?
Oh,
you capitalize on not trusting your bullpen.
Arizona with a big stand here, forcing a 4th and 3 Packers likely going to take a field goal. Looks like actually Aaron Rodgers is staying on the field right now. Staying on the field. Yeah, Packers are going to go for this 4th and 3. Big play if you're Arizona defense right here. You need a stop.
Absolutely.
So Aaron Rodgers, if you guys are looking at the stat line, 10 for 22 with 64 yards over the air.
Wow. So there was a previous play on the second down play here. It was a little out route. I'm trying to remember who was the receiver, but it looked like a bad throw from Aaron Rodgers, and I am of the opinion that is not what happened. I think so. If you saw the play, basically, wide receiver came in motion behind the line of scrimmage and then ran into the flat, right, to the little flat route. What I think happened is Rodgers was anticipating him to shallow that off a little bit more so than he did. He threw the ball an anticipatory throw. The receiver didn't shallow the route. Thus, there was a gap in between where the ball landed and where the receiver was. After the timeout, the Packers are coming back out again for 4th down. Rodgers in the shotgun. Drops back, looks left, throws, complete. And it's going to be a 1st down. 1st and goal for the Packers. Beautiful Aaron Jones territory here.
Yeah. I mean, that's got Aaron Jones written all over it.
Yeah, A.J. Dillon can fuck off. He can stay on the sideline. Kindly fuck off.
Respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully. Thoughts and prayers, A.J. Dillon. Fuck off. Let's see what we got here.
So we do have a barn burger in the.
Go ahead.
We do have a barn burger in the top 25 tonight. Coastal Carolina up by 7 against Troy after they dropped 14 spots to number 20 or 13 spots to number 24 this week after a loss.
Fuck you, Randall Cobb. Okay, there's a flag on the play. Sorry for that.
Former Wildcat Randall Cobb. So watch yourself.
No, he can eat an entire pallet of dicks.
Wow. That's
here's the thing, Corey. If this was Percy Harvin scoring this touchdown, I wouldn't tell him to eat a whole pile of dicks.
Oh, this is standing. This is a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers got decapitated. It's going to be roughing the passer and possibly a felonious assault charge on the Arizona Cardinals.
So let's talk a little college football.
Real quick, did you just compare Percy Harvin to Randall Cobb?
Well, no, it was a Florida UK thing. It's not like a comparison.
So that's kind of mean to Randall Cobb.
It was just a university comparison. That's all. So big game this week. Corey's touched on it a hair. Biggest game in college football this week is very clearly Michigan and Michigan State.
Can't wait.
Playing in East Lansing.
Corey,
who do you think has the upper hand in this game and why?
Amber, thanks for liking the video. This is such a tough game. So just for those of you, a lot of our viewers are in the state of Ohio. You probably don't watch any Michigan or Michigan State football because your religion doesn't allow you to. So let me give you a little bit of insight. There are only 3 schools in NCAA football that run the ball more than the University of Michigan. All 3 of those schools, service academies, Army, Navy, and Air Force. They're known for triple option. It's a very run-heavy type of offense. That said, Michigan's defense is also very good, particularly their pass rush. Quarterback, bit of a question mark for the University of Michigan. They do a lot of set pieces where they're bringing in, one quarterback here, one quarterback there. They rotate quarterbacks. It's a two-headed monster kind of thing, which I'm not really a fan of anymore. I was a fan of it back in the day. Anymore, I don't think it really works out. Michigan State. Look at Michigan State. Pretty good interior defensive line. Very, very good wide receivers. Excellent running back, probably one of the best running backs in the country right now. Kenneth Walker third, Heisman candidate. So that's kind of what you're looking at here. You're looking at big play, explosive offense, Michigan State, and you're looking at grind the ball, work the clock, wear you down, University of Michigan. Statistically speaking, Jim Harbaugh has a losing record against Michigan State, which is fucking hilarious. Because Michigan State is not a football school. Maybe they will be again. They went to the Sugar Bowl and got destroyed by Alabama, and
No, they're a basketball school. You're
they're,
right.
They're 100% a basketball school. So it's just funny when Michigan loses to Michigan State. That being said, I don't really know who's going to win, but I just have a feeling it's going to be Michigan State because that's what I've seen more of lately is Michigan State winning. They typically do better actually in Ann Arbor. The last time it was in East Lansing. This is the Battle of the Paul Bunyan Trophy, right? Michigan took that in East Lansing. Michigan State won last year, though. They had no business winning that game, but they did. And I'm going with them again. I'm going Sparty.
Okay. So I'm actually going to take Michigan in this game. I think that Michigan has a immediate response to Kenneth Walker III and then forces them to throw the ball in the second half. And I think Michigan wins. It's close, but I think Michigan wins this game by 6. That's my guess.
I think it's going to be a very, very good game.
It'll be the best game this weekend. Or in college football. It'll be the best game in college football this weekend. I think arguably that game to me is better than the Ohio State-Penn State game. Well, 2 reasons. For the interstate rivalry, and number 2, this game matters much more to the Big Ten championship than Penn State and Ohio State does, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Penn State's already out. I mean, obviously, if Penn State plays spoiler to Ohio State, then it has huge implications to the Big Ten championship game. A.J. Green with a nice catch on the sideline there. But yeah, you're 100% right. The one thing that I do like about this matchup for Michigan State is they are explosive in the air. They can score big. They have good wide receivers.
They can.
And Peyton Thorne isn't bad, the quarterback for Michigan State. He's not a bad quarterback. He's playing actually pretty well this season. So those are the things I'm looking for in Michigan State. And another thing is it's not on the stat sheet. It's not anywhere. You're not going to find it. But the one thing you just know. So if you're a kid in the Michigan, you're a Michigan high school football player, or Northwest Ohio, or you're being recruited by Michigan schools. Michigan is where you're going to go. If you get recruited by both of those schools and you're the better player, you're going to go to Michigan.
You go to Michigan.
You go to Michigan every time. If you're a football player and you're recruited by 2 schools, Michigan or Michigan State, where are you going? You're going to Michigan. It's not even a question.
If you're Finley and North, you go to Michigan.
Exactly. If you're getting recruited by them, right?
Right.
If you're getting recruited by Ohio State, you're not going to Michigan. It's just not. Come on. So all those things considered, when you think about that, and you think about all these guys on the Michigan State football team, they've played against or with a lot of the guys across the football at Michigan. They've got a little chip on their shoulder. They got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. I wasn't recruited by you, or you were this, that, or the other. They put a higher, star rating on you at fucking Rivals or whatever. I've got something to prove. And Michigan State is consistently, at least in football again, referred to as the little brother. You could say that even so for basketball over the last couple of years, the way Michigan's been playing basketball.
Yeah, Michigan basketball has been dominant in the Big Ten. That's fair.
That little brother mentality, and Michigan fans consistently, like, as bad as Ohio State fans are in the state of Ohio, Michigan fans are that bad. They're that bad. They literally think that their shit does not stink. Like, they call them Walmart Wolverines. Is a consistent phrase. Where did you get your degree? Oh, I got my T-shirt at Walmart. Well, there you go. So that kind of mentality. So there is a little bit of an edge for Michigan State in that kind of realm of the game, because that is a realm of the game. Mentality is a huge aspect. So, but I'm also very biased. I'll admit. My wife grew up a Spartans fan. Her parents are Spartan alumni, um, and I think the siblings of her parents and grandparents are all Spartan alumni. So we're running deep. Go Green. We are going to have a couple Michigan fans over at the house during the game, and we'll be spectating and enjoying some fun this Saturday.
Yeah, it should be fun to be a fly on the wall and just sitting there drinking your beers and just watching everybody.
Yep, and I'll be like checking the Florida Georgia game on my phone because there's no fucking chance I'm getting it on the TV.
No, that'll never happen.
Yeah,
They
I wouldn't. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. I don't need to watch that.
No, Georgia should take care of business, but who knows? Maybe your Gators will show some life.
That'd be awesome. Wouldn't it be awesome if they beat them? Oh, it'd be terrible for UC, but it would be so awesome.
Yeah, it's always fun to see a high ranking team get knocked off. So
quick comment here. It looks like AJ Green went off with a little banged up. I'm not sure exactly what happened to him, but it did look like he got a little banged up on that one.
What do you think about all the going for it on fourth down?
I love it.
In this game.
It's
aggressive.
Statistically speaking, you should go for it every time. There's a college coach where he never punts. He doesn't even have a punter on the roster. They average 70 points a game.
Wow.
Statistically speaking, you should never punt the ball.
Even if you're on your own 5.
Statistically speaking. So how often are you on your own 5?
That's true.
Chase Edmonds with a nice.
But that's college. It's not the NFL.
Yes, but it's applicable because statistically speaking, where are you punting from more often than not? You're punting from like the 30 to 40 yard line. Like that's just true. Like that's where you're at.
So you're basically conceding field goal range 100% of the time.
Only if you don't get it. But the odds say that you're going to get it. Almost 50 to 60% of the time that you will convert.
So even on a 4th and 15.
Now again, how often are you?
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
No. I appreciate that. That's the thing to keep in mind. How often are you in a 4th and 15? You're not often. So statistically speaking, you should go for it every time. There are outliers such as 4th and 15. You're on your own 5, etc., etc. Those situations, yes, punt the damn ball. But 4th and 1 on your own 40, go for it every time. I think so, at least.
Interesting.
4th and 2, 4th and 3. I really think that you should go for it.
All right, fair enough.
If you're gonna throw, that's the only caveat. Don't run the fucking ball on 4th and 3. You're just stupid.
Unless you have
yeah.
Into the 2 yard line there.
All right. Well, we've got week 8 picks in the books. I think we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Midway through the third quarter, looks like Arizona is going to be touching the end zone here very shortly.
Yeah, they get a James Conner touchdown.
If they haven't already.
Thank God.
Thank God.
We need Arizona to win. Me and Todd do.
Well, I strongly disagree. But yeah, so appreciate everybody coming out tonight. As always, we're still raising money for Covenant House. Corey's got his links in the chat description. Please, if you have anything that you can give, we are matching. We're a little over $100 right now. Goal is 150. And then we're all three going to match that. So I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. We've got a lot of love on tonight's video. The tri-state trifecta, as I like to call these streams.
Right.
And all 3 states are actually touching too.
Well, Michigan doesn't touch West Virginia, but
it touches Ohio.
That's true. Ohio is the conduit.
The Michigan, it's the Michigan West Virginia contact is Lowell Reach. So that's what we call that.
Oh.
I mean, you got the mid up there. Just get creative with it. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you guys. We'll keep you posted. We'll keep you posted.
Probably
We've got some
Tuesday.
we got some World Series coming on. I think we're
Yeah.
gonna enjoy our weekends and
Most
obviously
definitely.
Halloween.
Yeah,
so have a happy Halloween. Be safe. Make good
Send those
choices.
costume pictures. We need to see your costumes.
Yes.
We don't have
Costume
any-
pictures. Make good decisions.
or bad ones.
Free merch.
At least if
Free merch.
free merch. Yeah, if you're gonna do something with bad decisions.